In the vast, cold darkness of space, a small colony drifted silently among distant stars. Commander J1 Park stood motionless, his eyes fixed on the holographic display showing fragments of Earth's last moments. 50,000 years had passed since the Galactic Council's brutal destruction of humanity's home planet. The colony ship, named Resilience, housed the last 3,427 human survivors. Generations had lived and died within its metal walls, keeping alive the memory of a world they had never seen. Dim corridors echoed with whispered stories of Earth, a blue planet now nothing more than cosmic dust. Lieutenant Hyejin Kim approached. The commander, her steps soft against the metal floor. She carried an ancient data crystal, a relic passed down through generations. The crystal contained fragmented records of humanity's final moments, a painful reminder of their near-total extinction. "We're running low on critical resources," she reported, her voice steady but tinged with concern. The colony had survived through impossible means, developing advanced recycling technologies and genetic adaptations that allowed them to exist in the harshest conditions. Jaewon's fingers traced the holographic image of Earth. Photos showed beautiful landscapes, bustling cities, and a world teeming with life, all destroyed in a single moment of galactic judgment. The Galactic Council had deemed humans too dangerous, too unpredictable to be allowed to exist. But they had failed. Small group of humans had survived, hidden away in a secret colony ship. They had watched, waited, and, most importantly, prepared. Young technicians worked silently in the background, maintaining complex life support systems. Children born in the colony knew nothing of Earth except the stories passed down by their elders. They understood their mission, survival and eventual revenge. The colony's central computer, an advanced AI named Aria, constantly monitored their surroundings. Its quantum processors analyzed potential threats and calculated survival strategies with millisecond precision. Aria was more than a computer. It was the colony's guardian, protector, and collective memory. Genetic modifications had transformed the humans. They could survive in temperatures that would kill most species, breathe atmospheres that would be toxic to others, and heal from injuries that would be fatal to any other race. Each generation became more adapted, more resilient. Jae-won remembered the stories his grandfather had told him, how the Galactic Council had feared humanity's potential, how they believed eliminating humans was the only way to prevent future threats. But they had underestimated the human spirit, the ability to survive, to adapt, to plan. "Aria," he called softly, "run probability scenarios for our long-term survival." The AI's calm voice filled the room. Probability of colony survival, 94.7%. Probability of future retribution, 87.3%. Hyejin smiled coldly. Survival was no longer enough. They wanted more than just existing. They wanted justice. The colony's storage banks contained advanced technologies developed in secret. Weapons beyond current galactic understanding. Communication systems that could infiltrate any network. Biological adaptations that made humans almost unrecognizable from their ancient ancestors. Young engineers worked on quantum drive technologies that could potentially move entire planetary systems. Researchers developed AI systems that could predict and manipulate complex political landscapes across hundreds of light years. Outside the ship's protective shields, space remained infinite and dark. Countless stars watched silently, witnesses to humanity's quiet preparation. Children in the colony's education centers learned not just survival skills, but the art of patience. They studied the history of their near extinction, understanding that revenge was a dish best served cold. Very cold. Jae-won looked at Hyejin, a silent understanding passing between them. They were the guardians of humanity's future. Every system, every breath, every heartbeat was dedicated to one ultimate goal: remembering what was lost and preparing for what was to come. The Resilience continued its silent journey through space, a small beacon of human determination. Waiting. Preparing, planning. The Galactic Council had made a critical mistake. They thought they had eliminated humanity. Deep within the colony ship, Dr. Sung-Ho Lee worked tirelessly in a small laboratory that hummed with strange energy. Quantum processors blinked with mysterious lights, creating patterns no alien civilization could understand. The room felt alive with potential, electricity crackling almost invisibly around advanced equipment. Yoonji Choi, the lead technical specialist, carefully connected a series of neural interfaces. Her hands moved with precision, each movement calculated and purposeful. The technology they were developing was unlike anything seen in the known universe, a perfect blend of biological adaptation and advanced computing. Systems are approaching critical integration, she whispered to herself, watching complex algorithms dance across multiple holographic screens. The colony's survival depended on these technological breakthroughs. Humans had been nearly wiped out once before, and they would not allow that to happen again. Every circuit, every genetic modification was a weapon of survival. Young engineers worked in synchronized silence. Some monitored quantum communications, while others developed adaptive AI systems that could learn and respond faster than any known intelligence. The room felt like a living organism, breathing with technological potential. Area, the colony's central artificial intelligence, continuously analyzed and improved their designs. Its processing power exceeded anything the Galactic Council could imagine. Each millisecond brought new discoveries, new possibilities of survival, and potential revenge. Dr. Lee's latest project focused on biomechanical augmentation. Human bodies were being transformed, enhanced beyond their original limitations. Genetic modifications allowed them to survive in extreme environments, temperatures that would freeze or burn other species, atmospheres toxic to most living beings. A young engineer named Minki brought forward a new prototype. It was a small device that could potentially rewrite cellular structures in real time, allowing instant adaptation to different environmental conditions. Such technology could turn humans into the most versatile species in the galaxy. We're not just surviving, Dr. Lee explained to a group of young researchers. We're evolving. The technological leap was extraordinary. Where other species saw limitations, humans saw opportunities. Each failure became a lesson, each challenge a chance to improve. The colony's entire existence was a testament to human innovation and determination. Weapons. Development took a different approach. Instead of creating traditional destructive technologies, they designed systems that could infiltrate, manipulate, and disrupt entire planetary networks. Stealth and intelligence would be their primary weapons. Communication systems were developed that could send encrypted messages across impossible distances. Quantum entanglement allowed them to communicate instantly, regardless of spatial constraints. The Galactic Council would never see them coming. Outside the laboratory, children learned these advanced technologies as part of their basic education. To them, these complex systems were as natural as breathing. Each child understood their role in humanity's grand plan of survival and potential retribution. Area projected potential scenarios constantly. Survival rates, technological development, curves, potential galactic political shifts. Nothing was left to chance. The AI processed billions of calculations every second, always searching for the most optimal path forward. Yoonji completed the neural interface connection. A soft blue light indicated successful integration. Humans were no longer just biological entities, they were becoming something more. Living computers, adaptive organisms, perfect survival machines. Dr. Lee looked at the team around him. Young, faces filled with determination, eyes reflecting generations of stored memory and pain. They were not just developing technology. They were rebuilding a civilization that had been nearly erased from existence. Remember, he told the young researchers, we are not just creating tools. We are creating our future. The laboratory continued to hum. Processors blinked. Quantum systems vibrated with potential energy. Outside, space remained dark and infinite, a canvas waiting for humanity's next move. The Galactic Council had tried to destroy them once. They would not get a second chance. Humanity was coming, and they were bringing technology beyond imagination. Wu Jin Kang studied the holographic map carefully. Dozens of potential infiltration points blinked across multiple galactic sectors. Each point represented a critical weakness in the Galactic Council's massive infrastructure. The first wave of covert operatives prepared silently. They were not typical soldiers. They were ghosts. Genetically modified humans could change appearance, blend into any society, and slip through the most complex security systems without leaving a trace. Arya's voice was soft but precise. Infiltration probability, 92.4% success rate. Agent Jisoo Park received her final modifications. Her DNA could now adapt to multiple biological environments. Microscopic technological implants allowed her to interface with any computer system within seconds. She was more machine than human, yet completely undetectable. The first target was a communication hub orbiting a distant gas giant. Controlled by the Orion Collective, one of the Galactic Council's primary administrative branches, the station processed billions of communication signals every minute. Jisoo's mission was simple: enter, infiltrate, and create subtle disruptions that would go unnoticed until it was too late. Her transport vessel looked like hundreds of other commercial ships moving through the sector. Nothing special, nothing remarkable, completely ordinary, which made it perfect for their plan. Inside the station, Jisoo moved like water. Her modified eyes could see electronic signals, her enhanced brain processing information faster than any security system could track. She wasn't just entering the system, she was becoming the system. Small nanobots released from her fingertips began connecting with communication networks. They didn't destroy, they modified. Tiny changes that would compound over time, like a disease spreading slowly through a complex organism. Security protocols meant nothing to her. She could read electronic signatures like most people read street signs. Each firewall was just another puzzle waiting to be solved. Back on the colony ship, Wu Jin monitored her progress. Complex algorithms tracked her movements, providing backup and escape routes if needed. But Jisoo wouldn't need them. She was too good. Other agents were moving simultaneously across different sectors. A communications expert here, a technical specialist there, each one capable of dismantling entire planetary defense networks without firing a single weapon. The Galactic Council believed they had eliminated humanity. They had no idea humans had been preparing for 50,000 years. Jisoo completed her first objective in less than 17 minutes. The communication hub would continue functioning normally, but now it was completely compromised. Microscopic technological parasites would slowly rewrite communication protocols. Data would be subtly redirected. Messages would be monitored. The Galactic Council would see nothing wrong until it was too late. Arya calculated the long-term implications. Each infiltration was not just about gathering information. It was about creating systemic vulnerabilities that could be exploited later. Wu Jin allowed himself a small smile. Revenge was a complex strategy, not a simple act of destruction. More agents prepared, each one trained from birth for this specific purpose. They were not soldiers. They were technological assassins capable of destroying entire systems without leaving a fingerprint. The first phase of psychological warfare had begun. The Galactic Council would soon realize something was wrong, but by then, it would be too late. Humanity's infiltration was like a cancer, spreading silently, consuming from within. Jisoo's final transmission was simple. Phase 1 complete. Wu Jin looked at the holographic map. Hundreds of potential targets remained, each one a potential pathway to justice. Humanity was patient. Humanity was calculating. Humanity was coming, and no one would see them coming. Commander Jaewon Park stood on the bridge of the human fleet, watching quantum stealth systems activate. Hundreds of ships transformed, becoming invisible, undetectable, perfect predators waiting to strike. Arya's voice broke the silence. Targeting systems online, all strategic points identified. Across multiple star systems, human operatives had been preparing this moment for decades. Every communication network was compromised. Every defense system had hidden vulnerabilities. The Galactic Council had no idea what was coming. Lieutenant Hye-Jin Kim managed the central control systems. Her fingers moved across holographic interfaces, releasing waves of technological weapons that defied current scientific understanding. These were not traditional weapons. They were intelligent systems designed to destroy without direct confrontation. The first wave hit communication networks. Entire planetary defense grids went dark simultaneously, not destroyed, simply turned off, like someone unplugging a complex machine. Quantum disruption signals spread faster than light. They didn't just attack systems, they rewrote them, turning defensive networks into potential traps. Military communication channels became useless, spreading confusion instead of strategic information. On targeted planets, technological infrastructure began failing. Power systems collapsed, transportation networks shut down, communication became impossible. The human strategy was surgical. No dramatic battles, no heroic speeches, just calculated, cold elimination. Arya calculated each move with perfect precision. Trillions of potential scenarios processed in milliseconds. The AI understood something the Galactic Council never would. Total warfare was about intelligence, not just firepower. Biological modification teams had prepared special technological viruses. These weren't traditional computer viruses. They were adaptive systems that could learn and spread through complex technological networks. Each virus was designed to do more than destroy. They were created to confuse, to misdirect, to create internal chaos within the Galactic Council's systems. Planets that seemed untouched suddenly found their entire technological infrastructure compromised. Military bases discovered their most advanced weapons were now useless. Communication became impossible. The human fleet moved like ghosts. Quantum stealth technologies made them invisible. They could be anywhere or nowhere. The Galactic Council's most advanced sensors could detect nothing. Dr. Sung-Ho Lee monitored the counterattack from the colony ship. Each technological weapon was a piece of art, complex, intelligent, designed with generations of preparation. "We're not just attacking," he told his team. "We're systematically dismantling their entire civilization." Entire planetary defense systems collapsed without a single direct confrontation. Ships remained in their docks. Weapons stayed powered down. The attack was so subtle, so intelligent, that traditional defensive strategies meant nothing. Arya continued calculating. Probability of complete system failure, 99.6%. The human strategy was clear. Destroy their ability to communicate, to organize, to respond. Turn their most advanced technologies into complex, useless machines. Hye-Jin watched planetary systems go dark one by one. No explosions, no dramatic destruction, just silence. Complete, total silence. "Targets neutralized," she reported calmly. The Galactic Council would soon realize they were facing an enemy they could not understand. An enemy that had been preparing for 50,000 years. An enemy that saw technology not as a weapon, but as an art form. Jae-won looked at the holographic displays. Entire star systems were now under human control, not through traditional conquest, but through pure technological superiority. "Phase 4 complete," Arya announced. The counterattack was more than an attack. It was a statement, a message written in the language of technology. Humanity had returned, and they were bringing a form of warfare nobody could comprehend. The silence continued. Cold, calculating, perfect. Commander Jae-won Park watched as the last Galactic Council planetary systems went dark. 50,000 years of preparation had led to this exact moment. Humanity's revenge was not about destruction, it was about total systematic elimination. Arya's quantum processors calculated the final strategic moves. Retribution sequence activated. The AI announced, its voice emotionless and clinical. Entire civilizations that had participated in Earth's Destruction now faced complete technological collapse. Their most advanced systems became nothing more than expensive metal shells. Communication networks turned to dust. Transportation systems died silently. Lieutenant Hyejin Kim managed the final phase of the attack. Her fingers moved across holographic interfaces, releasing waves of technological weapons that defied current scientific understanding. These were not weapons of war, they were instruments of complete systemic destruction. The Galactic Council's leadership discovered their most secure communication channels were compromised. Military bases found their most advanced weapons were now useless pieces of metal. Entire planetary governments discovered they could no longer communicate or coordinate. Dr. Sung-Ho Lee watched from the colony ship. "We are not destroying them," he explained to his team. "We are simply removing their ability to exist as a functioning civilization." A massive holographic monument materialized in the center of the primary Galactic Council space. Its message was simple and clear, broadcast in every known language. Humanity remembers, humanity survived, humanity avenges. No dramatic battles occurred. No massive explosions lit up the sky. The destruction was surgical, intelligent, complete. Young, human operatives had spent generations preparing for this moment. They had become masters of technological warfare, turning the Galactic Council's most advanced systems into complex paperweights. Aria continued processing. Civilization collapse probability, 99.9%. The human strategy was brilliant in its simplicity. They didn't want to kill. They wanted to make survival impossible. Every technological system was systematically dismantled, reprogrammed, destroyed. Planetary defense networks became traps. Communication systems spread confusion. Transportation networks turned into complex mazes that led nowhere. Wu Jin Kang, the master strategist, smiled for the first time in years. "Complete neutralization achieved," he reported. The colony ship, humanity's last hope, now became the center of a new galactic order. Not through military might, but through pure technological superiority. Children in the colony watched the final moments of the Galactic Council's collapse. They understood this was more than revenge. This was justice. Aria projected the final analysis. Generations of preparation had led to this moment. Every technological breakthrough, every genetic modification, every careful plan had been designed for this exact moment of retribution. The Galactic Council had believed they could eliminate humanity. They were wrong. Entire star systems went dark, not through destruction, but through complete technological elimination. The humans had turned technology into a weapon more powerful than any physical weapon could ever be. A small monument remained in deep space, a reminder of what happened when a civilization underestimated human resilience. Jae-won looked at the EAE. Holographic displays. 50,000 years of pain, of waiting, of preparing had finally reached its conclusion. "We are not conquerors," he told his team. "We are survivors." Aria's final calculation was simple. Humanity's survival. Guaranteed. The universe watched in silent understanding. The humans had not just survived. They had transformed survival into an art form of technological revenge. Somewhere, the ghosts of those who destroyed Earth might have understood their final mistake. Humanity had returned, and they were never going to be forgotten again.